Yeah. So we completed last class yield method and sleep method and also interrupt. Okay, let's try to understand join, synchronize the keyword and wait. Okay. The name itself is telling join means joining one thread execution in another thread. Yeah, observe. This is one thread, main thread or th1 thread or th2 thread, whatever, two threads are there. This thread is having some logic. And the second thread also having some logic. Thread 1 execution concurrent. At some point of the time, thread 1 requires the input that is generated by second thread. Then in that case, I have to pass thread 1 and allow thread 2 execute allow. After thread 2 completed, control should come back to what? Thread 1. So here I have to pass thread execution independent of other threads or depending on other thread. Then I am calling the existing method yield. Tell me, is it useful or no use? It will not guarantee thread execution passing. Then what method I should use? Sleep. Sleep method we call with a thread class name th dot by passing the time. For example, I am giving 1000 milliseconds. And tell me, when I give 1000 milliseconds here, how much time this th1 thread will pass? 1000 milliseconds. Then meanwhile, JVM going to th2. What is my requirement? Pass the th1 independent of other threads or pass the th1 until th2 completed. th2 will generate output. That output I want to use here. Then I am assuming that th2 thread execution may be completed in 1000 milliseconds. Is it guaranteed? No. Okay. Can you guarantee exactly 1000 milliseconds it will take to complete? No. It may take 1000, it may take 2000, it may complete in 500. I don't know. So in that case, tell me, sleep method is taking more time. Sleep method passing th1 more time than the th2 taking time, or th1 passing the th1 less time than th2. That means sleep method is suitable or not suitable? Not suitable. What is the right idea? So we need a method. We need a method that passes this th1 exactly the time th1 taking the execution. Once th2 execution completed, th1 should get automatically resumed. So for that, we have to use the third method called what? Join. Now tell me, join method must call by using thread class name or by using th2 data. I should tell to JVM and thread scheduler pass currently running thread execution until current thread object execution completed. Pass th1 thread until th2 execution completed. Then thread scheduler passes which thread? th1 until th2 execution completed. Once th2 execution completed, it will resume and th1 is executed. Understand? Now tell me, if I want to pass a th2, then what I need to do? I have to call join method in a th2 run method. Yes or no? In th2 run method, I have to call on which thread object? th1 object. Then th2 thread, currently running thread th2 is passed until current thread object completed th1. And you guys understand? Okay, so when you wanted to pass a thread execution until other thread execution is completed, you have to call join method. This point is clear? Next question. Tell me, I call join method here. How to call join method? Which thread you want to pass? th2. So you have to call th2 dot join. Then join method passes TH1 until which thread to completed? TH2 completed. Okay. Now TH2 execution is going on. At some point of the time, the thread is entered into infinite loop. Hope you know what the meaning of infinite loop. The thread execution is never terminated. It is entered into infinite loop. That means TH2 thread entered into infinite loop means TH1 thread have a chance to complete. I mean, TH1 thread has a chance to resume or no chance. Why? Because join method passes TH1 until TH2 run completed. If TH2 run not completed means the terminate stage is not come to the TH2, no chance for TH1 to resume. Then in that case, tell me, is it a good idea calling join method? So you should have a common sense. When you're calling join method, it is not a independent pass, it is a dependent pass. Then in that case, there is a second join method is there. I want to give first priority to TH2 to complete. If it is not completing, then I will give the time here. That means first priority to TH2 complete, but now I am not waiting for this TH2 for indefinite time. I am waiting for only 100 milliseconds. Wait for TH2 thread until 100 milliseconds completed. If TH2 completed first, resume immediately. If TH2 not completed, only wait for what? 100 milliseconds. Understand the story? Right. Now let us try to understand the small program. Class my thread 21 extends thread run method. Now double quotes run executed main s out double quotes main start and then what main end. I am taking two threads, my thread and custom thread. So because if you want to call join method, I need thread object na. So that's why I'm taking two threads, mt1 equal to new my thread and then mt1 dot start. Okay, then tell me now next what I need to do now. What is the output of this program? Main start, main end, run execute. Now I want 100% guarantee. Main thread should complete last. I can pass with the sleep method, but what is the guarantee? No guarantee, right? So I want 100% guarantee means you have to call join method in a main method. You want to pass a main thread until mt1 thread completed. Then I have to call join. Control 1. You have to handle interrupted exception. So what is the output 100% will get? Look at that. Run executed and then main executed. Any number of times we execute, we will get the same output. First run executed, then main. Now what I told you, when you call join method, if join method, if other thread is taking more time, then this thread also has to wait. Na? Let us try to test the case. Here I am writing here thread dot sleep. Instead of infinite for loop, okay, I am taking thread dot sleep 5000 milliseconds, 5000 or 50,000, 5000 milliseconds. Okay. Tell me when this thread is entered into sleep state, my thread is entered into sleep state, then tell me main thread also has to wait for that much time. Na? After 5000 milliseconds completed, what do you call custom thread execution is completed. Main thread also immediately completed. Look at that, run and main and immediately. There is no time gap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now tell. Here I am calling not join. I am calling mt1 dot join of 3000 milliseconds. I don't want to wait for custom thread to complete long time. I will wait only for 3000 milliseconds. If I am waiting for other thread, to complete in 3000 milliseconds. If not complete in 3000 milliseconds, I will not wait remaining time. I will immediately resume. Observe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, na? Understand the difference between join and join time? Tell me now. Here, I am giving join 10,000 milliseconds. If I give 10,000 milliseconds, will it wait for 10,000 milliseconds? No. It will wait for how much time? First priority to MT1 to complete, second priority to the time. If MT1 completed immediately or before the time, then it will immediately resumes. So how much time main thread will wait for? 5 milliseconds. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remaining time it will not wait. Okay. Now I am calling MT1 dot sleep. Tell me, can I call sleep method by using object dot? Yes, it is a static method I can call, but is it considered object? No. So sleep will pass as currently running thread independent of any other thread. That means it will pass the main thread how much time? 10 seconds compulsory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now? So understand difference between join of 100 and sleep of 100? It's compulsory. People will ask. Okay, interview will ask a question. What the difference between join of 100 and sleep of 100? Join of 100 will pass the currently running thread for the current thread object for 100 milliseconds. If current thread object completed before 100 milliseconds, immediately it will be resumed. If not completed, then after 100 milliseconds, it will resume. Whereas sleep will not wait for current thread object. It will wait for the given time. Less than the given time, the current thread object completed also, it will not resume because it will not consider other object. So hope you all understand all these points. Okay, let me take one real-time example. You and your friend decided to go to movie. Okay, your friend coming, you already reached the cinema theater, you have tickets with you. Your friend still not reached to your theater. Then you are waiting for your friend or immediately go to theater? Wait for your friend. Okay. How long? Until he come, until movie started. Yeah, you found that Amma movie started. Then you'll call to your friend, Array, you come directly, this is a seat number, I'll inform to the ticket collector there. So you giving ticket to him and telling that red color shirt person will come, please allow. Okay, then next. Coming friend is not a friend. Coming friend is a lover. Then will you go into theater by leaving lover? Then break up. Right? So you will wait for your lover outside until he or she or he coming, right? Now there are now two join methods. Friend dot join, which join is? No param join or time join? Friend dot join. You are waiting for your friend to come? No. You are waiting only for movie started. That means time. Now coming friend is not a lover, lover dot join. Then no time, join with no time. So until he or she is coming, you have to wait outside. Right, my point? So these are the two methods. Next time when you go to theater, anybody holding tickets and walking that side, this side, there are friend dot join, lover dot join. Okay, for whom you are waiting, tell me. Okay, then they will look at and smile. I'm also HK product, get out from here. Okay. So hope you understand join method. So all points, whatever I explained with the diagram there in the material, after going to room, please read, you will understand. Clear? Now, the next most important topic, synchronization, and the most horrible topic also, synchronization. Look at here. Up to now, we are working on two threads execution algorithm only we are understanding with for loops. Yes or no? Yes. Up to now, we understood just two threads are executing. To understand the concurrent flow, sequential flow, dependent execution, just we have used for loop. But in the projects, are you going to develop the logic with for loops? No. In projects, we will develop business logic. Business logic means we will develop run method or main method or some other method working with object. So We will perform operation, storing, modifying, reading, again modifying. We will perform operation on what? Object. Again repeating, I have two threads, thread 1 and thread 2. These two threads are performing some operation on this object. What operation? Storing data or modifying. Storing is also considered as what? Modify. So both threads is calling a method called what? Modify, modify. So what the important scenario, project scenario? Up to now, multi-threading we didn't understand from project point of view. In project, we will call business logic methods inside the thread. Now the business logic method, modify method I call in thread 1, also I call in thread 2. In both the threads, modify method is executing on same object. Now the scenario is two threads are sharing same resource. Two threads are sharing same resource. Tell me, if two threads are sharing same resource, and if you allow those two threads execute concurrently, is there any data modification inconsistent way? If two threads are accessing same object and modifying the object data, then is this modification, if you allow to execute concurrently, will you get any data inconsistent modification? Inconsistent modification means what? Now these threads are, first thread did modification, fully completed or half completed? Half completed. Then second thread is coming, this half modified data, it is again modifying. Then first thread modification is passed, control is coming back to thread 1. Now thread 1 is reading which data? Its own data, no? Other thread modified data. That means this first thread will get right results or wrong results? Will you agree this kind of application development? No. All you guys understand that? So repeating once again, when two threads are accessing same object, and if it modifies object data concurrently, we will get inconsistent modification and we get wrong results. Got clarity here? Now, shall we try one small program now? Okay. I'm understanding very bujji program, class addition. Class addition. Inside this, I'm trying to take two instance variables, int x, private int y. Okay, private int x, private int y. Now I am taking one method for adding operation, public void add of int x comma int y. Okay, first what am I doing? I am writing this dot x equal to x, this dot y equal to y. Then int result equal to this dot x plus this dot y. And now I want to display result. And tell me, this method has a chance to execute only in one thread or in multiple threads? Now can I call this method in first thread run method, second thread run method, third thread run method? Then the same logic is loaded in multiple threads and executing? Tell me. I wanted to know from which thread this result is displayed. First thread, second thread, third thread. That means I have to display name of the thread. How to get the name of the thread? If we call get name method, it leads to compiled error. Why? Get name method is belongs to thread class. You have to call the get name method with a thread reference. Na? Yes. To call with a thread reference, what I should call? Thread dot. Current thread dot. Current thread dot get name. Current thread dot get name dot result. Okay. Now the class, this is what? Thread logica, business logica. Object is ready, business logic is ready. Now, in order to execute this method concurrently from multiple threads, I need two threads now. Now I'm writing class thread 1. Can I take class name at thread 1? Extends thread. Now run method. Next, I need another thread, class thread 2, extends thread. Now inside, I have to override again run method. Now tell me, What is the logic of this run method? Calling this add method. Tell me, to call this add method, I need values. I'm taking here 50, 60. Okay. First thread want to add 50, 60. Second thread wanted to add 70, 80. 70, 80. Now, if you want to call add method, I need addition class object. Na? Tell me. I am creating addition A equal to new addition of, then I am calling A dot. Okay. And here also I am writing addition A equal to new addition of A dot add. All you people tell me, are these two resources, are these two threads using same object or different objects? Same object. Same object using a different object using. Inside run method you have written A equal to new addition. Inside run method again you have written A equal to new addition. Because name is same, they are not same objects. Object is what? Right side. New addition is right side is the object, right? Tell me. Now when you write new addition here, there are two different objects. Then thread 1 is accessing its own first object. Second thread is accessing its own second object. Then two threads are using same object or different object. When two different objects are using, there is any inconsistent modification? No. Threads are executing concurrently. This thread storing result in the first object. This thread storing result in the second object. Then both are using their own object. Then there is no data modification inconsistent way, na? Yes. So this scenario I don't want. Synchronization means two threads are accessing same object. Then I need synchronization. Okay. Tell me now. Here I should not create object. Okay. Run method should not create object. Run method should receive the object. Tell me, to receive the object, I need argument. Na? Can run method have argument? Then what I should do? You have to take private addition A instance variable. Then okay, you require parameterized constructor. Same logic you should write in thread 2 also. Yes or no? Then now the parameterized constructor initialized variable, initialized object in the A variable we are using. Now tell me, thread 1 is receiving the object and using that object. Thread 2 also receiving object and using that object. Then there is a chance two threads are using the same object. Compulsory same object, there is a chance. Now the thread 1 creation programmer, thread 1 object creation programmer, thread 2 creation object programmer passes same object as an argument. Both the threads will use what? Same resource. If they pass a different object, that means they are using different objects. But we are working for different objects or same object? Same object case we are working. Now go to main method. Now main method, start main method and not required. Directly let us create the thread objects. Thread 1 th1 equal to new thread 1 of by passing what? Addition object. So first I have to create addition A equal to new addition. Then I pass A. Here xy variables are provided memory with a default value 0, 0. Then I am passing addition object to thread 1. Inside thread 1 A variable, this addition object reference is stored. Now I am creating thread th2 equal new thread of A. In this thread 2 A variable also this addition object reference is stored. That means both the threads are pointing to the same addition object. So now the addition object contain totally how many references now? 3. Local reference A and th1 dot A, th2 dot A. Now I'm calling th1 dot start and I'm calling th2 dot start. Control F11. Okay, thread th2, sorry. Thread th2, control F11. Look at the result is coming, different result or correct result? Hey, thread 0 adding 50, 60, right? Result is what? 110. Thread 2 is adding 70, 80. Result is what? 150. Tell me, inconsistent modification or Consistent modification. Run again. What is the expected value? What is coming? Then thread 2 result, thread 1 result is coming, correct or wrong? That means why inconsistent modification? In the middle of first thread, second thread is executing. In the middle of first thread execution, second thread is executing. In the middle of second thread, first thread executing. Then we'll get what? Wrong results. Diagrammatically, I'll explain. First, you accept this when two threads are accessing same object. And if you allow the threads to execute concurrently, then there is a inconsistent way of modifying the object data and we will get wrong results. Because in the middle of first thread, second thread results are coming and storing in the object. And then first thread will continue execution with what? Second object values. Run again. Run again. Again. Tell me. Sometimes we are getting wrong results. Sometimes we are getting correct result. I want 100% guarantee getting wrong result. Then only we can understand synchronization. The problem and solution synchronization. Thread scheduler, sometime passing the thread, sometime not passing the thread, right? When you will get inconsistent modification, in the middle of the first thread execution is passed and allow the second thread to execute. If you want 100% guarantee passing the first thread, after values are stored, before business logic execution, here I am calling thread.sleep. I am explicitly passing the sleep current thread by giving some 200 milliseconds or 2000 milliseconds. Now all the people understood now? Now diagrammatically, let's try to understand. First, what I create in the main method, addition object I created. Reference 1010, X variable, Y variable, 0, 0, addition object ready. And now we have stored that addition object reference in the local variable A1010. This is main thread. This is main thread. And this is heap area, right? The object created in heap area is shareable to the threads. Next step. Now I am creating thread 1. Thread 1 object is there, na? Thread of execution, thread 1, thread class and object class. And now internal variables I am not considering, only considering variable A. Remember, this thread 1 and this is thread and this is object. A variable value null. Then reference is 2020. Constructor called null replace with A. A reference is what? 1010. Now it is pointing to addition object, right? And this th1 reference stored in my thread. Reference is 2020 pointing to this object. So th1 pointing to 2020 thread object dot A pointing to addition object, right? Then next line, thread th2 equal to, in main thread, th2 variable is created and new thread of, now this is thread 2 and this is thread class, super class object. In thread 2 also we have A variable with the default value null. Constructor called null replace with what? 1010 pass as an argument. It is also holding what? Same object. Its object reference is 3030. 3030 stored in th2 pointing to it. Are you able to visualize the code we have written? From that code, this is the memory diagram is formed. This is addition class. Addition class is a subclass of object. Then you call thread th1 equal to new thread. What happened? Thread 1 is created. th2 dot start. Thread 2 is created. Okay. Inside th1, what you call run. Now here also run is called. Threads are ready. Okay, threads are ready. Then main thread execution completed. Na? Come on. Inside run method, this keyword is already available. With what reference? Tell me. This is of what type? th1 class type. th1 class object reference what? Right? Next, here also this keyword is there. Tell me. Now this keyword, this run method is whose run method? th2. th2 is which object? 3030. 3030 stored here, pointing to it. Now, after calling start method, threads are make ready to execute. Main thread execution is gone. Then in the JVM, how many threads are there now? th1 and th2. Tell me. In th1, assume th1 run method execution started. th1 run method execution started. Now here, add method is called. Add method is called by passing 3 arguments. By passing 3 arguments. First argument is current object reference this and x, y. What is the current object reference? Sorry? Sorry? Come again? Why? Add method current object. Add method is called with a dot. This dot a. What the this dot a? 1010. Addition class object reference is available, pointing to this one. So answer by thinking. Don't answer just like that. Next, x value 50, y value 60. All the people involved, otherwise we will not understand. Now, second thread is called. Okay, sorry. Add method execution started. Inside add method, first step parameters memory created. Second step what? Parameters are completed. Second step, this dot x equal to x, this dot y equal to y. Where the values are stored. In addition object, 0, 0 replace with 50, 60. Thread 1 values are copied into addition object. Next line is what? Thread data sleep. What the meaning of this? Pass this thread execution and go to second. Then in second thread, you have called add method. In second thread also you have called add method. Here also how many arguments are receiving? 3. What the first argument? This x, y. What is this value? 10, 10. X value? 70. Y value? In this thread also different logic executing or same logic? Now thread 2 also pointing to same business logic object, addition object. Tell me, that means this add method logic first executing by which thread? th1. Tell me, second time also executing by th2. Then th2 parameters completed. Now same logic again executing th2 na? Then x value copy into which object? Same object. Existing 50 replaced with? Ayyo. Before thread 1 execution is completed, thread 2 modify its values. Understood? Tell me. You went to Amoga tiffin shop or Hari Dosa shop? No, Amoga tiffin shop, let me take. Okay. Amaga tiffin shop, you went, you ordered masala dosa. Okay, dosa, masala dosa. Then you have taken the dosa, came to the table and stand there and started eating. Half dosa completed. In the middle of half dosa, mirchi came. You ate mirchi unknowingly and started feeling so much hot in the mouth, spicy, and then you wanted to drink water. Then you leave that plate there, then went to the water room. By the time you are coming back, those are missing. Sir, no. Then you started crying, Mommy, where is my dosa? Right? Where is my dosa? Where is my dosa? Then that cleaning person coming with a shivering face, Sir, I removed, sir. How you removed, man? And I thought of, you left it and went, sir. That's why. And generally, some people are leaving only half eating, sir. Why? That is a passion. Not passion, sorry, passion. Eating half of food and going. And full food if you eat, people are feeling, this fellow is a eating party. Half eat and leaving, that become what? Stylish. If I see that kind of people leaving the food half there, half plate, then I want to slap him. Madras. Worst fellow, when you don't want to eat, why you order that much food? One idli you can order and eat and get out from there. Why you are wasting money? Okay, you are wonderful. You are rich kid, you have a lot of money you want to waste. But why you are wasting food? If that half food will be available to other people. So you don't do that mistake. Never show your, stylishness in the food. Food dorigite tinetime. It's like if you found the food in the plate, you are the luckiest person. Fully eat. Okay. Telugu, what I can say, I don't know. I mean Hindi. Telugu aithe naaketi vastu poortiga chethulu ellu mottham. If I see that kind of people, I feel so satisfied about wonderfully easy eating. And I encourage, you want more? Okay, if I am there serving place, I will serve more to the person who is eating more. Okay, so come to the point. Tell me, what is the problem? In the middle of your execution, eating execution, you put there and went outside. Then other thread, who is the other thread? Serving thread. Both eating thread and serving thread, both are using the same object plate. In your half operation completed, you left that object available, make it available to other people to access. Understand the problem? You leave your object, other people to access, then unknowingly or knowingly you removed it. What to do now? You don't want to lose your half dosa. What do? You take that along with you. What are you doing? When you go for water, if you leave it there, there is a chance what happen? Other people will come and use it. So what are you doing? Along with you, taking the plate to the water place. Yes or no? Or else you are telling to your friend, Re dekho, main abhi aata hu. Okay. So you are telling to your friend and making him keep looking at it, not allow other people to access it. Now tell me, that cooperation is missing here, na? Yeah. In the middle of first thread execution, second thread got access to the object, and then its values are changed 60 to 80. Okay? Then control come back here. Next line is what now? Next line is what now? Pausing. Then second thread execution is paused. Meanwhile, first thread sleep time completed, na? Then JVM shifting to first thread. First thread result is executing. What the this dot x value? Voila. What its original value? But it is executing with 70 and 80 other thread values. Finally, you are getting right results or wrong results? 150, and coming here also giving what? 150. So finally, what do you understand here? Multi-thread execution, concurrent flow of execution is dangerous. First day of multi-threading chapter you told, multi-threading is best. Fast execution it will give. Concurrent flow of execution is good. But now end of the chapter you are telling multi-threading is bad. Concurrent flow of execution is bad. Dangerous. So now try to observe. You want fast execution or correct output? My answer will be correct output with fast execution. You want only correct output, go to sequential flow. No. I want correct output with fast execution. Then multi-threading with synchronization. Multi-threading with synchronization. Tell me, have you heard the word called sync? In your hostel, after eating food, for washing the hand, you are going to one place called sink. Why is it called sink? Why that device is named as, that party thing is called named as a sink? All people are going to the wash area place at a time, but all people can wash at a time. There you are forming a line, first person, and then second person, third. Everyone understand? Right. If you want to execute this method sequential, what should we do? Very simple. Tell me, when you are eating dosa, in the middle, if you want to go for water, what are you doing? Are you allowing other people to access your object to perform other operations? See? No. What are you doing? You are taking that object with you. That means locking. What are you doing? What the meaning of locking? Putting inside one box and locking and going. No. What is the meaning of locking? You are not allowing other thread to access your object. Understand the meaning of locking? Locking means not in real world. Box to locks to keys are not there. Just you are placing your object in one place where this object is not available for other threads until your operation completed. That plate is what? Object. In that object, the dosa is what? Data. Until your operation completed on the data, this plate, this object is not available for other people. Once your eating operation completed, then you are allowing this object accessible for other people. Everyone understand? Then how can I implement this operation? By using concept called what? Locking. Sir, how can I achieve locking? Should I write any special logic? No. You have to use one keyword called synchronized. What is the keyword name? Synchronized is a modifier keyword. Hope you remember. Public, static, final, not public, static, final, abstract, native, transient, volatile, synchronized, strict FP. We completed static, final, abstract, native, transient, no, volatile, no, synchronized, now you are learning. So synchronized is a modifier keyword. By using synchronized keyword, we can run a methodology sequentially from multiple threads when multiple threads are accessing same object. If multiple threads are not accessing same object, is the synchronized keyword make the method execution sequential or concurrent? Concurrent. Actually, the functionality of synchronized keyword is locking. Everyone tell me. The synchronized keyword locking object, locking method. Think. Synchronized keyword, locking method, locking object. Now, eat is the method. That eat method is declared as what? Synchronized. That means while you are eating, no other person should not eat. What you said? Synchronized keyword, lock the method. If method is locked, then this eat operation not available for other threads. Na? If eat method is locked, other threads has to look at your mouth until you complete eating. They have to wait for you complete eating, na? Then only they will start eating, right? Then other person started eating, remaining people has to wait. Really? Then tell me. synchronized keyword locking operation, locking object using in this operation. The object using in this operation will be lock. I am locking my plate and eating. Other person locking his plate and eating. Eating operation is not locked. My object will be locked. His object will be locked. Other person object will be locked. Following? If both the people are using same object, then while I am eating, he should wait. While he is eating, I should wait. Are you following my point? Right. So finally, did you get the practical example? Why I am stressing this point? Many faculties are telling synchronized keyword will lock method. Wrong answer. Synchronized keyword will lock object. Which object it will lock? Thread object or business logic object? Business logic object. That business logic object can be current object, also can be argument object. Now tell me, synchronized keyword locks which object? Current object, using which we call the method. So if you allow this method to execute sequential concurrently to execute, we will get wrong results. Thread 1 getting 150, thread 2 also getting what? 150. What should I do now? Simply declare this method as synchronized. If you declare this method as a synchronized, this method locked, this method current object is locked. This method current object is locked and allowing this method to execute. Following? What is the functionality of synchronized keyword? Synchronized keyword locks current object and allowing the thread to execute. While this method is executing, this currently running method execution, nothing but current thread execution is paused. Then JVM is shifting to whom now? Second thread. In a second thread, you are calling which method? Add. By using which object? Same object which is locked by first thread. Will JVM execute this method? No. Immediately, it passes this add method coming back to the previous thread. Add method executed or not executed? Because synchronized keyword telling, ruko, mereko lock chahiye on this object, but this object is already locked by another thread. You are not allowed to execute. Wait. Then thread say, okay, boss. It's waiting, coming back, and then after sleep time completed, now this dot x value, what will you get? What is the value? First thread stored what value? 50, 60. Second thread executed or not executed? Then the value is remaining same. Then now after this logic completed, result executed. What the result getting? 110. Then method execution completed when control come out. Still locked there or unlocked? Tell me, what the meaning of unlocking? Taking object out of the box. Making this object available for other threads. Then the other thread which is waiting for this object lock resume and then add method execution started. Now tell me, what synchronized keyword will do now? It will again lock this object for which thread now? First time for TH1, this time for what? TH2. Then execution started. Now the execution is passed. When the second thread execution passed, is this object available for other threads? No. Then if at all another thread is there, trying to access this object, allowed or not allowed? Not allowed. It has to pass, control coming to previous thread, complete its execution with what values? 70 and 80. Will get result what? 150. Observe now. Okay, na? Thread 0, 110, thread 1, 150. Any number of times you execute, same result will get. So now threads are executing concurrently or sequentially? Now tell me, if you want to execute multiple threads sequentially on the same object, then we have to implement what concept? Synchronization we have to develop. How to develop synchronization? Very simple. Declare the method as synchronized. If I declare method as a synchronized, then what will happen? We will get object locked, method locked. What the meaning of locking object? Making this object not available to other threads. Then there is a concept called lock and monitor. When object is locked, then the thread which obtain the lock on an object, that thread is technically called what? Monitor. Okay, now how long a thread will be a monitor? When a thread will be a monitor? When a thread is entered into synchronized method, then it is considered as monitor. How long it will be a monitor? Until that method execution completed. Once a synchronized method execution completed, then thread is not a monitor. Everyone understand? Now, copy, same program. Now I'm writing test 28 underscore synchronization. Now, earlier, this class is contain these variables as non-static. Now I am making them as a static. And this method is also static. When I declare variables and class method as static, can I use this keyword? What should I use? I should use class name dot. I should use class name dot. And here also I should use class name. Then this should be thread 3 addition 1. Tell me, if it is a static method, do I need object or not required? Directly we will call using class name addition 1 dot. Thread 4 addition 1. Okay, and now object not required. Thread 4. And tell me, previously I am trying to modify non-static variables from multiple threads from the same object. Now I am trying to modify static variables from multiple threads. And tell me memory diagram. Static variables memory available inside object or inside class? This class is loaded. What is this? Is it an object or not? Whose object? Java.lang.class object. Class object or instance. Here x variable 0, y variable 0. Are they able to recollect? Now, thread 1, thread 2, both the threads are accessing addition dot. I'm not writing full diagram, okay? Addition 1 dot and also addition 1 dot. Previously, we have considered two threads are accessing same object. Now the two threads are accessing same class. And if you allow both threads execute concurrently, will you get inconsistent modifications and wrong results? Thread 1 execution started, passed. Then here 0, 0 replaced with what? 50, 60, and program execution is passed. Then thread is coming to, JVM coming to second thread. Then second thread modifying 50, 60 to 70, 80, and its execution also passed. Then now control is coming to the first thread. First thread is adding addition.x, addition.y of its own values or other thread stored values. Then what value get? 150. And here you will get 150. Expected value is 110. Finally, we get right results or wrong results. What do you got? 131. Which also did. 150, 150. 110, 110. So finally, we got wrong results. Then how to solve this problem? Declare this method as synchronize. If I declare method as a synchronize, which object is now locked? Tell me the flow. Tell me the flow of execution. When synchronized method is called, synchronized keyword must lock whom? Object, current object. Tell me, this is a non-static method or static method? Static method object is what? Class object. Then now this java.lang.class instance is locked and given that lock to whom now? Thread 1. Now thread 1 is now monitor. The moment it entered into synchronized method, add static synchronized method, Java current class object is locked and execution started. When its execution is passed, any chance for giving other thread to execute? No, it's not giving other thread to execute. Then what is the values will be available? 50, 60. And then what value is reading? 50, 60. What the output will get? 1. When this object is unlocked, synchronized method execution completed, control come out, then the object is unlocked. Now, then the thread is going to, JVM going to second thread. Now, second thread obtain the lock on this class object for whom now? Second thread. Now, second thread become what? Monitor. Then 50, 60 is changed to 70, 80 and result is coming correct result now. All people understand? Yes, sir. So tell me, the concept is object lock, class lock. If you declare non-static method as a synchronized, its current object is a lock. Non-static variables are modified in a sequentially consistent way. This concept is called what? Object lock. If you declare static method as a synchronized, current class object is locked, static variables are modified sequentially from multiple threads, then this concept is called what? Class lock. Object lock, class lock. First point, what is synchronization? Second point, why synchronization? Third point, how to develop synchronization. Fourth point, synchronized keyword or synchronized method execution flow. Then fifth point, object lock and class lock. Okay, now first point, what is synchronization? Synchronization is the process of executing multiple threads. Synchronization is the process of executing multiple threads or sequentially when all threads are accessing same object. Repeat again. Synchronization is the process of executing sequentially when all threads are accessing same object or sharing same resource. Why synchronization? If I don't develop synchronization, threads are executed concurrently on same object. Data is modified inconsistently because in the middle of first thread execution, second thread executed, first thread values are changed with second thread values. First thread will continue execution with what? Second thread values, then finally we'll get wrong results. What the solution for this inconsistent modification? We must lock the current object, not make it available for other threads to access. For this purpose, we have to develop synchronization. What happened? How to develop synchronization? Declare the method as synchronize. What happened if we declare method as a synchronize? First step, the current method, this method current object is locked and then execution is started. in the middle of method execution, if it is passed, it will not allow other thread to execute, not allow other thread to access our object. Then after the sleep time completed, our thread will be resumed and it will execute the logic with the existing values, our original values of the object. Then we'll get correct result. Once synchronized method execution completed, object is unlocked, make it available for other threads to access. Is it clear? Then what is object lock? What is class lock? The current object of this method is locking and modifying non-static variable sequentially is called object lock. Locking class object and modifying static variable sequentially is called class lock. Okay, everyone understand? Okay, now I want to ask a question. Think and tell. If you declare method as a synchronized, object will be locked for the entire method execution completed? No. From the first line of the method to end line of the method, for entire logic of the method, object is locked. It is a bad program. Why? I am modifying object data and reading the data of the object only for 3 lines. Beginning of the method, I am not accessing object. End of the method, I am not accessing object. My method has totally 1000 lines are there in the method. If you declare method as a synchronized, for all 1000 lines, object is locked or not? Tell me, is it a time-taking process? Unnecessary time waste? Why you lock the object? Then other thread is waiting for all the 1000 lines execution completed. Na? Is it a right design or bad design? When I should lock the object? Only for 3 lines. Where I am modifying, where I am reading, I have to lock the object. Remaining places, why I should lock? For example, let me take a real-time example. This is my highway road. Okay. Now, this is the divider. This side vehicles are going, that side vehicles are coming. Vehicle 1, vehicle 2, vehicle 3, vehicle 4, vehicle 5. Tell me, all these vehicles are going sequentially one after one or concurrently? Based on their speed, now overtaking and concurrently going. Now the toll gate came. Toll gate came. Then all these objects, nothing but all these cars must come. Hey. All these threads. Hey. Must form a line. Na? Okay. Now, toll payment is completed. That side. Bolo. Payment completed. This side now. Now again they are showing their talent. Na? Again concurrently, okay, what's a your speed, my speed, commander, choose Konamni Pratapam Namratapam, right? Again, toll plaza came. Again, tractor, BMW, both will go slowly at 10 km speed, right? So tell me, this entire road is nothing but method. Okay. If you declare this method as a synchronized, then Maruti 100, BMW car, both should go in a same speed. Then why should I buy BMW car? Where is my talent? Where I am enjoying my driving? So tell me, is it right idea or wrong idea? When I should lock the object and allow threads to execute sequentially, only when object data reading and modify. Remaining places, why should I do unnecessary? That's why we have second approach of developing synchronization, that is block. I want lock my object only for these many lines. Before this line, there are so many other lines in the method. After this, there are so many other lines are there. Only in these 4 5 lines only I am modifying my object. Remaining place, I am not touching that object. Then what should I tell to the JVM? Array, JVM, lock the object only for these few lines. Right? For other lines, don't lock. Then what line to what line I should block? Na? Do you remember local block? Can I use local block? Gurtunda? Huh? Inside a method, I can write local block. Open bracket, closed bracket. This open bracket and here closed bracket. What I want to tell to the JVM, lock the object and go and execute. How can I talk to the locking concept? Come on here. Then before this block, I must use the keyword called what? Okay, now? Now, very important. Second question I'm asking. Synchronized method can lock argument object. For example, here I am taking one argument called what? Sample S. Sample S, I have taken parameter. Now, I am calling this add method by passing a dot add of S comma 10 comma 20. Now, synchronized keyword in the method can lock only current object. What? It can lock only current object. It cannot lock argument object. But now I want to lock argument object. Then what is the solution? Say synchronized block. Tell me. Synchronized block is come up with a syntax like this. Synchronized keyword, bracket, parenthesis, open bracket, closed bracket. Here, whose reference you pass, that object will be locked. If I pass here this, what is locked? Current object. If you pass our parameter name S, what is locked? Argument. If you pass class name dot class name dot class and a class object, na? Example dot class if you pass, which will be locked? Class object is locked and static variables modified in a sequentially. So, what is the syntax of synchronized block? Synchronize following by what? Parenthesis. Argument you have to pass here means referenced variable I have to pass. Object referenced variable I have to pass. Which object I want to lock? That object reference variable I have to pass. Then that object is locked. Then logic is executed. After synchronized block completed, that object will be unlocked. Inside while control is inside synchronized block, I call sleep method. Then the method execution passed. Now control is going to other thread. Then in other thread is trying to use the same locked object. Execution possible or not possible? That thread execution is passed. Then control come back. Remaining logic executed and going out. Understand my point? So there are two ways we can lock the object using synchronized block and using synchronized method, using synchronized block. Which one is best? Synchronized block is giving fast execution. Why synchronized block is giving fast execution? Because synchronized block will lock only for few lines of the code, not for the entire method. Intro ask a question. Tell me the difference between synchronized method and synchronized block. The method that is declared with the keyword is synchronized is called synchronized method. A local block that is declared with the keyword synchronize is called synchronized block. Synchronized method will lock the object for the entire logic to complete. Synchronized block will lock the object only for few lines of the method execution. Synchronized method can lock only current object or current class. Synchronized block can lock current object, argument object, current class, or any other passed argument class. Following? Synchronized method execution is slow compared to synchronized block execution because it lock entire method, it lock only few lines. Synchronized method will give you only sequential flow of execution. Synchronized block will give you concurrent and sequential flow. Are you following? In a single method, can I use multiple synchronized blocks? No. Yes. Wherever you want to lock object, there you write synchronized block. Lock, unlock, lock, unlock. Then all people understand? So this is the very important point you have to understand about synchronized method and synchronized block. Clear? Now the next question. Can synchronized block take two objects at a time? Only one object, like a catch block. Catch block, like catch block. How many objects you can take? Only one object. Sir, I want to lock current object. Also, I want to lock argument object. Also, I want to lock current class. Also, I want to lock another class. For 10 lines of execution, I want to lock 3 objects. Sir, what to do? Use inner synchronized blocks. Synchronized block of this open bracket. Inside synchronized block of S open bracket. Inside synchronized block of example.class. Synchronized keyword this locking current object, go inside. Synchronized of S pointing object is locked, go inside. Example.class lock, going inside. Now there you write logic there. So that how many objects are totally locked? Then during these synchronized blocks execution, if any other thread using any of these 3 objects, they allow to execute a parser. Then controller come back, the logic executed, coming out of synchronized of example.class released. Coming out of example of yes, sample object released. Coming out of example of this current object is unlocked. Hope you understand?
Yes, sir.
So this is just a theory point is sufficient. Hope you all understand now?
Yes,
If enter ask a question, how can I develop synchronization? Able to explain? Last 2 questions I'm asking. Use brain and tell me. If I have that, why I will be here? Okay, try to use. Okay, I'm giving clues first. What is the meaning of locking object? Hiding object or not making it available for? What type of other threads? All threads are other threads which are using this object for executing synchronized method. Hello. What is the meaning of locking object? Locking object means this object is not available for other threads for executing synchronized method. That synchronized method must be same synchronized method or can be other synchronized method. Okay. What the meaning of synchronized method? Lock the object and then execute. Na? The same either either it is the same or other. What is the method? Synchronized keyword locking method or object? Object. Synchronized method means what? First lock the current object and then go and execute logic, right? Tell me. I have 2 threads. First thread is calling M1 method using E1 object. Second thread also using same E1 object but calling M2 method. Okay, na?
Yes.
Both methods I declared as synchronized. First thread execution started. Then JVM found this method is synchronized. Immediately E1 object is locked. All are visualizing? Then entered into M1 method. Logic running. Somewhere I pass the thread. Then now the JVM moving to what? Second thread. In a second thread, what you call E1.M2. Then JVM trying to execute M2. Will JVM see the object is locked or not locked there? No. It will start running what? M2. When JVM will verify this object locked or unlocked? When it went to the M2 method definition. In the M2 method declaration, it will check, is this method synchronized? Yes. If it is a synchronized, what it should do now? This E1 object should be locked. E1 object to lock, it should be available now. Already thread 1 lock this object. Then for thread 2, JVM can lock the object again? No. Then JVM asks, sorry, thread, you wait because your method is synchronized. The meaning of synchronized is this method should execute sequentially with other threads. Currently, your object, this object is already locked. You cannot execute concurrently. Wait. Then it will go to the first thread, complete M1 method logic. Object is unlocked. Then control go to thread 2. Then object is now locked. Then M2 method execution is started. Everyone understand?
Yes.
When an object is locked by one thread, this object cannot be used by other thread for executing either same or other synchronized method on same object. Understood? What is the meaning of synchronized method? Lock object and execute. If this object already locked by another thread, pass me, make me wait. Okay, na? If I don't declare method as a synchronized, what the meaning of it? If I don't declare method as synchronized means, is this method meant for executing sequentially or concurrently? Concurrently. Means object locked or not locked, matter or no matter? Either locked or not locked doesn't matter, because I gave the permission to this method to execute concurrently. If method is not declared as synchronized, meaning is what? Execute concurrently, there is no inconsistent modifications. Object locked or not locked doesn't matter. It will go and access the object even though it is locked by other thread. Understood? Now I'm asking 3 questions. Ready? An object is locked by one thread. In other thread, I am accessing same synchronized method using the locked object. Possible or not possible? Other thread execution is fast. Second question. An object is locked by one thread. Now I am using this object in other thread to access other synchronized method. Possible or not possible? Not possible. An object is locked by one thread. In another thread, I am accessing non-synchronized method by using this locked object. Execution, concurrent or sequential? Concurrent. JVM will go and execute that method even though object is locked by first thread, because this method has a permission to execute concurrently. All people understand? This is the story about synchronization. Hope you all understand. All these points are in detail, point by point. I have documented in the material. Will you read and practice? Also, you have to search in the Google for more entry question. Synchronization is a tricky point. Your mind should apply logically. Okay, synchronization means sequential execution. When object is locked, other thread will not allow to execute. Which method? Not allowed to access which method? Synchronized. Same synchronized, any synchronized? M1, M2, M3, any synchronized. Okay, na? If the method is non-synchronized, means locked or not locked. JVM will not see object locked or not. Directly it will go and use that object and execute. So first point you have to get, should not confuse with lock. Lock means not putting in the box and not make it available. Lock means it is not available for, it is not available for running synchronized method by other thread. That's it. Synchronized method, remember. Okay, na? Yes. Will you practice once again? Yes. Same program there in the material. Okay. Now I want you search in a YouTube or Google about synchronization. What examples, what theory they explaining, what example they are covering. Theory they will tell you inconsistent modification of the object, but programmatical they will teach for loop. This much explanation, program explanation will not give. Why? Because this much heavy memory diagram should run up, and object should share from here to there. Means non-static member chapter heavily I have to use. Passing object as an argument, storing in object, accessing, drawing memory, making the people to understand. Very difficult. Theoretically on the board, people will explain with the object inconsistent modification, but come to the practically for loop they will write. Okay. And then finally what happened? Explanation is one, example is another. Finally, you will not get clarity. So I'm requesting you all, explain this example in the interview. Okay, na? Really understood? Okay. If you understood this, practice this. Monday, I will give you assignment on synchronization, one project. You have to develop by your own. Not today, Monday I will give you. By Monday, you should get full grip on synchronization. Okay, I'll give you third approach of making the logic execution synchronization. Tell me what the purpose of synchronization? Locking the object. Why are you locking object? Because in the middle of first thread, second thread will be executed and inconsistent modification will get. When you will get inconsistent modification, if object is shared, na, don't share. Don't share. Then synchronization not required. Sequential flow not required. Concurrent flow you will get. Fast execution you will get. Multi-threading benefit you will get. Right? What now are corrected about? I'm repeating again. Don't share. Use local variables. don't use instance variables. If I create a variable as an instance variable, how many copies of memory created? One. That can be shared by multiple threads. Don't create instance variable, create local variable. If I create local variable, when I call this method, variable separate copy memory created for this method in this thread. Yeah. If I call same method in another thread, then in that second time method call, local variable memory created in that method in that thread local na. Local variable, how many copies of memory created? One copy or multiple copies? As many times you call the method, those many local copies created na. Yeah. Then thread to thread sharing there or not there? Not there. Then synchronization required or not required? Sequential flow will come or concurrent flow? Then program execution is fast. So totally, how many ways we can stop inconsistent modification? 3 ways. Number 1, synchronized method, synchronized block, local variables. Which approach is best? Local variable. Try to use local variables. If at all not possible to use local variables, then go for instance variables. Control its modification via synchronized block. If synchronized block also not possible, then only go for synchronized method. Synchronized method is always last priority. Okay, now? Yes, sir. Shall I cover one advanced Java point? Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Yes. Will you understand? Yes. You should not confuse in advanced Java, because my explanation different, advanced Java explanation different. Okay. Now let us try to understand small diagram. Let us see how many people will suggest me what you develop. Advanced Java programs are executed by server. System hanged. This is Tomcat, or also called web server. Then this is our project. Nothing but web project. I think this topic will be covered in advanced Java by your faculty. And this is servlet. Who will take your request and process the request? Servlet. This one we have discussed in the demo class, remember? Servlet contain internally service method, not main method, service method. Service method or do get or do post. Do get, do post methods are callback methods. Service method is a lifecycle method, and do get, do post are callback methods. I am just ignoring it. Service of request comma response. Okay, people who don't know advanced or servlet, don't worry, just accept what I am trying to tell. Service of request comma response. Request means inputs are there, response means output will be there. Now tell, if you wanted to execute this service method, servlet object must be created now. Servlet object must create, and using this object dot, we call what? Service. You call a server will call a server will call service method. Then service method logic will be executed. Now the important point. This is the browser one. One client has opened browser. I think time off. That's why system not working. Time up already. That's why it started. Telling me, it's more 4 minutes. Stop. That's why system is running slow. Other client open his system, another browser. Even in your system also, you can open multiple browsers. No need of multiple systems. Multiple Chrome, Firefox, or else even you can open multiple tabs. Multiple tabs also considered as multiple clients. And then this is another browser. Now, from this browser, I send request. Request and one operation. Click on button or hyperlink image. Then the request come to where? Server. Then I send request. Again request come to where? Server. Third request also come to server. Now server must process your request. Na? Yes. All these requests must process one after one sequentially or concurrently. Concurrently. One person request should not wait for other person request to process. Right? All requests has to go independent of other requests. For that purpose, server will take what? Multi-threading. Okay, multi-threading is implemented inside server. Nowadays, you no need to worry about multi-threading because multi-threading services are implemented by servers. Olden days, standalone applications, when you are developing multi-threading, you only has to develop by your own in the main method. But now all applications are web applications. That's why you no need to think about multi-threading. Just you develop logic and leave. Multi-threading will be taken care by server. But knowledge is required. When you send a request, Tomcat immediately create one thread for you. Okay, na? How to process multiple requests, parallel or concurrent, separate thread should be there, na? As many requests you are sending, those many threads are created. How many threads created? 3. First, your request is given to thread 1. Second request will give to thread 2. Third request will give to thread 3. Okay, na? Now tell me. All these 3 threads must process the request coming to different projects or same project? Same project and the same logic, na? The logic is developed inside where? Service method. To call service method, we require servlet object. Servlet object, Tomcat will create servlet object. How many servlet object? Separate object for every request? No. It create singleton. Singleton. Servlet is a singleton object. It is a singleton object. That means only one object. Tell me. First thread, second thread, third thread. All 3 threads are accessing same object to call service method. Na? Yes. Now, understand. Service method logic is loaded into the first thread. Service method logic is loaded into first thread. Service method logic is loaded into second thread. Service method logic loaded into third thread. From all the 3 threads, now same servlet object is accessing. Samajh mein aaya? Then tell me, 3 threads accessing same object, concurrent modifications, inconsistent results, wrong results will come? Yes. Okay, tell me. Correct or listen? Not no, right here, Babu. This is servlet object, right? Servlet object, how many objects created? 1. This one object is accessing by 3 objects, na? Correct? 3 threads at a time accessing one object. Then we'll get wrong result. This thread execution started. Somewhere it is paused. Then second thread is started. Second thread also passed. Third thread started. All the 3 threads are accessing what? Same object. Okay. You know cart? Website, if you take cart there, na? You are adding all your items to the cart. Later you are doing payment. Assume this is Amazon website. Okay, now Amazon website developed by using Java. Now I am a one client and other client, both we people are at a time accessing. I have gave the order 100 rupees item. Let's say one mobile, pouch I bought 100 rupees pouch. Okay. Other person has bought 1 lakh TV. Now I first send a request. First my request came. All the people understand the scenario. First request came. Then thread allotted for me. And Amazon servlet object is created. Servlet object is there. That object reference is given to me. And then I call service method. Then control come to service method. Then service method internally I send request what? Pouch buying. Then the logic available in the service method is deducting money from the account. Na? Yes. Then now it is asking my bank details. Already gave my bank details. Then it went to my bank. Then deducted 100 rupees. Then coming back. Pass the program. Okay, na? Service method execution is passed. Which item is added in my cart? Pouch. 100 rupees pouch is added to my cart. Cart is nothing but a what? Servlet object. In servlet object, now my 100 rupees pouch is added. Money also 100 rupees deducted. Now it should be dispatched to my house. That means after money deducted, this pouch information has to send to whom now? Courier office. Courier people has to get the request. They will start packing and sending. Before sending this information to the courier team, execution is passed. Then tell me, it is shifting to second thread, na? Yes. Listening, ordering, 1-2 hours also, if continuously unable to listen and understand, company, how can you work those many hours? Thinking mode, yeah. Come on. Second servlet, second request came from the second client. Second thread created. What is the request he sent? 1 lakh TV. Which object it is accessing? Same object. Already what value is available? Pouch. This is a servlet object and a cart object. What happened? Pouch is replaced with 1 lakh. Now the 1 lakh is deducting from my account, the new customer account. Service method go to the new customer account. 1 lakh is deducted from there, and then response is come here. Okay, na? Now then this execution is passed. Then the request come to my thread. Now my thread remaining logic is what? The currently available information in the object sent to the courier team. Then what information going to courier team? 1 lakh TV. How much money I paid? 100 rupees. What is coming to my home? 1 lakh big 70 mm TV coming. Then now the calling bell happen. I am expecting small dabba will come. The moment I open the door, big dabba came. I surprised. What happened? This dabba coming. Hey, kya raha bhai? Sir, you ordered TV, sir. So will I tell him? No, it is a wrong order. Aja? Okay, come. I know this is a wrong delivery. Okay, no problem. Come, Rabbi, come. Then next, the TV installation team will call to me or call to the original. He will call to the original people. No, both the people will call because the TV is delivered to me, and then second thread also execution started. Then second thread also contains what? TV, na? Then the TV is now delivered to how many people? 2 customers. In place of pouch, to me, TV delivered. That means right results or wrong results. Then the TV installation people call to both the teams and yeah, come and install. Fixed it, and then I started enjoying TV. I know one day Amazon will come back because every year end auditing will be there, na? As part of auditing, they realize, Amma, pouch place TV deliver. Then they will come to my house. Sorry, sir. Actually, you ordered pouch, but unfortunately, TV deliver. Yeah, take it. We know already. Because 1 year already enjoy, no? Services for free of cost. Give my pouch, take your TV. So tell me, where is the problem now? Is a courier team problem? The customer my problem? The project development is problem. Yes or no? Yes. In the first thread execution, you allow the second thread to execute. That's why the problem occurred. How to solve this problem? By developing synchronization, right? Super point you told. Come. How to develop synchronization now? Declare service method as synchronize. Now continue execution again. Tell me the flow again. Service method declare as synchronize. The moment I deploy my project in the server, Tomcat server has created an instance of the servlet, make it ready for processing the request. Then from the browser, first client send the request. Okay. At the same time, second client also send the request. Possible or not? At a time, multiple requests come to the server. Then it is created one thread for me and other thread for second client. But both the threads at a time got access to the object? No. First thread got access to the servlet object. Then what happened? What happened? Now this object is logged. Okay. Then now, after object is locking, Then now it is asking, give your bank details so that I'll deduct the money. I'm not giving, silent. Then thread execution passed for my inputs, na? What about second client paristiti? Second client also, Aja, the next page is not coming because servlet e object is busy with the first client, na? ఇప్పుడు చెప్పండి రా. Will you develop synchronization in the web application? If you develop synchronization in the web application, then what happened? Project, multiple requests will be processed sequentially. Amazon project will become hanged by Hari Krishna. Then Amazon project will get sales, less sales or more sales. Finally, Amazon website will be closed. So my statement, synchronization is a bad approach of developing in the project. Accepted? Yes. Then tell. So declaring service method is a bad programming. Then what to do now? What to do now? What to do now? Second approach you take. What is that? Use synchronized block. Use a synchronized block of bypassing what? This. Ray. Endra difference. Declaring service method as synchronized. Taking synchronized block bypassing this. Both are same, na? In this scenario, now again servlet object is locked, na? If servlet object is locked, then again all the threads are executing sequentially. Then second client has to wait for first client request to process. But I am not entering my bank details. The website is blocked. So now tell me, synchronized block is again good approach or bad approach? It is also bad approach. Come on, then. Excellent. Don't create instance variables in the servlet, and don't make service method as synchronize for locking object and execute sequentially. Always you create what? Local variables in the service method, so that tell me now, that object, how many servlet of earlier the resource, the cart object, earlier the cart object is created inside where? Earlier the cart object created inside servlet. If you take it as a local variable, now the cart object created inside servlet? No. Come on. The cart object created inside service method. That means inside each thread separate cart object created, no? First thread has its own cart, second thread has its own cart, third thread has its own cart. That means every customer has its own cart, na? That's what on the website you have one dabba called cart. When I click on add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, when I am adding to the cart, is your cart updated? No, because you have your own local. I have my own local. So in advanced Java, servlet or in Spring, when you are developing objects, don't try to take instance variables. Try to avoid instance variables. Go for what? Local. Sometimes it's good to take instance variables also, whose values are never updated. Fixed values object you are creating. For example, connection object always fixed. Database connection, you want to connect to one database, that is fixed. Then connection object, statement object, you can create as a instance variable. Prepared statement object should be local. Why? Prepared statement object, if you create at class level, prepared statement object, one object created, first request values are updated in prepared statement. Then before executing, second request values are replacing first request values. Finally, what happened? For both the people, same values will be executed. Understood? Yeah. So, update, mutable objects, the object whose values are changing from request to request, that object always create local. So, totally I can develop synchronization at 3 levels. Synchronized method, synchronized block, local variable. First priority to, second priority, third priority. Practical example, this one, explain to the interviewer, he will stand up from the chair and then do Vienna step. Okay, he finally found, Are Babu, thanks Babu. Finally, I got a candidate who is good at concept. You know, a person who is good at concept can write the program easily. The biggest mistake students are doing, they want to program. Em cheskuntara program? Without knowing concept, 100 programs you write. What the use of it? Don't buy hard programs. Buy hard concept, understand concept, implement this, write a program to implement the concept. Many times I told you earlier also, in your colleges, data structures are very, very, very tough topic in your life. Why? Because you are writing program. Why this program? No idea. Data structure program is meant for implementing one memory, stack memory, queue memory, list memory, tree memory. Memory implementation you want. That's why you are writing program. In colleges, what they are doing? Write a program. He already by-hearted program. Then making you also by-heart the program. Finally feeling data structure horrible, mama. Same story, multi-threading. Tell me, are you feeling multi-threading tough? Why you feeling easy? From the day beginning, I never teach program first. First, I explain concept. Alright, this is my requirement. Right? Then this is the way you write program. Then this is the problem. Then this is the way I want memory. This way you write a program. This is the advantage. I never teach program first. Always I'll teach concept. That concept to implement, I will write a program. This is what our company job. Client will give you a requirement. Understand the requirement. Design the concept of the requirement. Then implement by using the program. Understood? So now we will start collection. Not Monday, maybe Tuesday. Because 4 o'clock class not there. I have to teach inter-thread communication. One topic is there. And also I should teach executor framework. Also I should teach inline threads. Means I need more 2 days. More 4 hours class is required. Monday we will complete inter-thread communication. Tuesday we will complete executor framework and inline threads. And then Wednesday onwards we'll start our collections chapter. Understood? Yes, sir. So will you work on synchronization fully? Go through website. Find as many more possible inter-equation, those many. Multi-threading inter-equation search. What knowledge I shared? Is it sufficient? Is anything missing? List out and come Monday. Okay, na? Tomorrow I am not giving any assignment. Java 8 new features completed? Okay. Complete Java 8 features. First morning session. Complete Java 8 new features. Afternoon chicken biryani. Take some nap. Night 7 p.m. onwards again you start work on multi-threading. Multi-threading inter-equation. Search for multi-threading inter-equations. Okay, na? Okay. Will you? Yeah. Then maximum questions try to read and try to make a note the questions which I have not covered. Okay, na? So that those questions comes under which topic, when I will cover, will I cover or will not cover, that I will tell you. Okay, na? Monday first 5 minutes to 10 minutes, we will have a discussion on inter-equations you found. Then I'll start the new topic. Clear? Thank you. That's all for today class. Good night.